Who are the mysterious agents of equilibrium, and why are they seeking to undo all the good that the Dark Knight has done? Well, let's hop into the pages of Batman the Detective issue number 2 and find out together, shall we? So then, picking up from where the last issue left off, Batman was in England trying to get to the bottom of a mysterious plane crash that caused the deaths of hundreds of people that he himself had personally saved. Batman had managed to grab one of these strange agents of this conspiracy, a man who just so happened to don a white bat suit and now is going through the trouble of trying to interrogate him. I say trouble because it's difficult to put the fear of God into someone by saying this cable only holds 200 pounds, then having to convert it to the metric system. It's like, geez, America, get on the rest of the world's level, why don't ya? All I know is that there's 28 grams in an ounce, well, 27 once you pick the seeds up, but that's a whole other story. Batman ends up letting this guy go, much to the chagrin of British Squire, who's been tailing him this whole time while Knight is still recovering. Batman says there's a method to his madness, and there's a good chance this guy will lead them back to the rest of Equilibrium. It's also at this point, too, Batman's parental instincts kick on in, and he wonders what Squire's deal is. She's out late on a school night. Doesn't she have parents who are going to care about where she is? Turns out Squire doesn't exactly have anyone else in the world right now. Knight had saved her from a pretty terrible foster home, and she's been doing the superhero thing ever since. Speaking of Knight, after the white-clad Batman had attempted to assassinate her at the end of the previous issue, Batman had moved her recovery to under Piccadilly Circus, where there seems to be a secret off-the-books hospital. Batman had been here many years ago during the early days of his training and learned full well just how discreet they can be. They don't ask questions about masks or anything. Wow, wouldn't you just know it? The European healthcare system is better for superheroes, too. Why, the only way this could be more superior is that if they also got lollipops. Oh wait, they totally get lollipops, and you think Batman's gonna be all sour and turn down the lollipop, but in the next scene he's totally eating the lollipop. Now, it would seem that the tracker Batman had left in the other guy leads all the way to Paris. So Bruce decides to catch a train from England and get there lickety-split. It's during a dark and rainy night, though, he ends up getting accosted by strange sounds on the roof, sounds that end up belonging to one Henri Ducard. Also known as one of Batman's original vigilante trainers, one of the world's greatest manhunters, and a criminal in his own right with a rather spotty past. It would seem that Ducard was actually working these strange Equilibrium murders long before Bruce actually got involved, and he's put together a whole dossier for his former student. Ducard also very cryptically drops reference to the fact that Bruce is one of the 2 greatest students he's ever taught, and you know a line like that is almost certainly going to come back again later, so keep it in mind. Ducard agrees to help Batman, but because he is one of those eccentric individuals, he says he'll only do it if Batman's able to find out where he's staying that night, because hey, solving a mystery is part of the fun, right? And the book is called Batman the Detective. Now, whatever became of that Equilibrium agent, well, he wasn't back at the hideout long before the leader of this operation, again, I'm not exactly sure if the woman running this is called Equilibrium or if the group is named Equilibrium, found out that he had a tracker on him. This revelation makes them pretty mad, or furieux, because we are in France after all, but what really ends up sticking in this lady's craw is the knowledge that Batman actually saved this dude, and they just cannot let this stand for some reason. By the time Batman gets there, the hapless Mook is dead and everything has been moved, meaning that Ducard really is Batman's one and only chance for unraveling this strange mystery. We actually get treated to a very slick and artistic little scene where you think Batman is going to meet Ducard at his hotel because his silhouette is as it's always been shown, but wait a minute, that's not Batman, that's actually one of the bad guys. This leads to a big old brawl in a tight space, and it's during this fight Ducard seems to drop reference to the fact that maybe he knows the lady running Equilibrium a little better than he might let on. Eventually, Batman does make the scene, and these white-clad bat fakers don't want to be taken in so early, and as such, they decide to sacrifice Ducard by shooting him and throwing him off the roof, knowing full well that Batman will risk life and limb to save him because, well, that's what Batman does. He always has to save people. As the comic winds down, Batman is met with an unfortunately familiar scene, him holding a dead person that was important to him in an alley. And so that was Batman the Detective issue number 2, everybody, and once again, the plot continues to thicken. While it might still be a little early to call, I think I have a theory. Equilibrium is mad at Batman because someone he saved ended up hurting them very badly. Which is why they've turned this into such a personal crusade to undo all the good that Batman has done, and also maybe Ducard trained them too at some point. I particularly enjoyed the little moments in this comic, how Batman goes out of his way to try and impress Squire, probably because his own relationship with the Robins are strained right now, but deep down Bruce is a guy who's good with kids. Especially messed up kids as he once was and will maybe always somehow be deep down in his heart of hearts. Same goes with him actually eating the candy. There's something wonderfully, strangely humanizing about that moment that I liked a lot. Overall, I'd give this one another positive 8 out of 10 and interested to see how it all shakes out. Hey there everyone, it's your old pal Cape Joel again, thanking you so much for watching to the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, why not check out my Amazon link down in the description. Yes, that's right, the Cape Joel channel officially has its own Amazon storefront now. You can pick up a comic or anything else for that matter, and if you did, you'd really be helping me in the channel. So with that out of the way everyone, I will see you again next time. Bye-bye.